Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast match reaction. Everton versus Arsenal. If you can tap that like early, we would appreciate it, and if you can share it wherever you can, we would appreciate that as well. If you're on X, your comments will come over to us, so you can comment from X, or you can come over to YouTube. The link's there, and there's a lot of regulars in the comments. We're just going to break this game down, people, and give a match reaction. We're going to give ours, but we want all of yours, so just get involved in the comments, and we'll interact with you throughout the show. That's what we do. We want everyone's reaction. Paul, how are we feeling, mate?
Disappointed, but it almost felt like a non-event. You know, we defended well a lot of the time. We rode our luck with them in the post a few times. But we battled hard enough. There was just a difference in quality, I think. There's a couple of key decisions that didn't go our way, which arguably should have, especially based on one or two other decisions made by VAR and such. But we're normally on the end of the arse end of that. So today we're on the arse end of a 1-0 defeat, unfortunately.
I think Nathan hits the nail on the head here. And this is why some people will come on and say, what he looks down about. Well, this is probably the reason this comment sums up why I'm pretty down about it, because it said tough one to take because it feels like we worked our damn arses off. Well, I'm going to add arses to that. Worked damn hard tonight and just got nowhere near the level of the Arsenal. So for me, wasn't just about not getting nowhere near the level of Arsenal's side. It was just more for the fact that we'd worked our arses off and we didn't get nothing to show for it. That's the thing. When you've defended so well, frustrating that we've got nothing to show for it. And there's a big talking point. I mean, this will be the talking point. Nick says, get your comments in, people. Flood your comments. We want to hear from you. If you're coming out of the stadium now, just get your comments in. We'll pass your time as you're on the way home. Peed off, probably. Pathetic by O'Brien. What the hell was he thinking? Our passing is shocking. You can honestly see better passing on a Sunday morning in a local league. But the thing is, for me personally, I looked at that Jake O'Brien thing and I thought, Sam Ball, his arms are up. It's stupid. I think he's jumped up. He's completely mistimed the ball for me. I think he's jumped up with his arms and then wants to head it and bring his arms down. And I think he doesn't realise the ball's going to come that quick. It's the only thing I can think of, by the way, that he's jumped up with his arms like that. He's gone to head it like that. But he's his arms before he's even gone to the ball's come a lot quicker and hit his arms. That's all I can think of. I mean, let us know in the comments as well. I think he's jumped up with his arms first for elevation to get higher, and the ball's come quicker and it's hit his arms before he's even got his head. He's completely mistimed it. Am I wrong in that, Paul? What was going on with that?
I am not far off. I think what's happened is that he has realised that the Arsenal player is going to get there first. And so I think he's actually jumped with his arms up as a distraction in a sort of desperation, really. But then he's not tracked the ball properly and it's hit his hands. So either way, he's either caught ball watching or he's caught with his hands in the air. Neither which you really want to do.
Well, you got to blame David Moyes a little bit as well, because I think Moyes has got him doing long throws that much that he actually thought he was taking a throw with his arms up. What is it? What on earth was O'Brien? I mean, trust me, I'm not happy about it. I'm making a joke of it, but I'm not happy about it. The penalty. But one thing I will say though is right. This was my point. The Jake O'Brien and Ball. I'm saying to myself, penalty. Right. If you do that, you're walking into an option of a penalty, I think. And I knew it was going to be a penalty. Because you can't justify why his arms are up like that. You just can't, for me. And he stopped him from heading the ball. But I will say that Timber one where his arm was up, and I know the ball's come at him probably quicker, but why is his arm up? It's not a natural position. If you're going to say to me, Jake O'Brien's not got his arms in a natural position, the Arsenal one, if you look at it, by the way, they didn't show this that much on TV for you lot coming out of the stadium. They didn't show it that much. I think they only showed it once or twice, probably not even twice. But Timber's arm was up here. It can't be up there, and a shot's come at him. And I know it's not from far, but if it's hitting your arm there, and it's going to go past me, I would have liked to have seen that slowed down and looked at, because I don't think his arm was in a natural position. And for me, I'll just, like I say, Jacob Bryant's, I'd say, yeah, penalty to them. His arm wasn't in a natural position. Stupid. That Timber one, if you slowed it down, I honestly think that if you looked at his arm wasn't in a natural position, you'd say the same thing. Why your arm was up and not by your side? I wanted to see that. I was really frustrated with that one, to be fair.
Yeah. The other decision I was annoyed about was where Barry breaks. Well, we defend the ball in their half, and the ball's played through for Barry, and I think it wasn't Timber. It was the other. It was one of the centre backs, and he's fouled Barry. Barry gets to the ball first. Yeah, gets to the ball first, and then he's taken out. So, one, yeah, it was outside the box, but it should have been a free kick. And two, if Barry had actually got through there, he was on one-on-one with the keeper. There was another defender who was about 20 yards, like across ways, but would never have got over. So we've been had again.
They're saying that he overhit that, and I think his touch was a bit heavy, which for me
doesn't matter.
As I spoke to Mick on Twitter. I says, well, even if I understand it was outside the box, it wasn't a penalty, but it was definitely a free kick. The fact that the people in VAR says it was a natural collide is ridiculous. That's what they said on the commentary. They said that it was a natural collision with Barry. Slow it down. It's not a natural collision. It's a foul. The referee should click on it's a foul. Now, I just want the free kick on the edge of the box. But I would like to look into what, like you say, it might have been that Barry would have been onto it and been able to get a shot away. That's a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah. So I don't think it would have been an easy shot for Barry because his touch was that bad, which frustrated me. But I think when Barry gets in those positions, don't try and go down to get the penalty. Just keep going, because I think if his touch was better and he tried to make his touch a little bit better to show it was more of a goal scoring opportunity, it would have asked VAR more questions. But you can't not give a free kick for me on that. You can't not give the free kick. And the fact they said it was a natural collision as well is ridiculous, because that's telling me if it was in the box, you wouldn't have even given a penalty. So it shows the officials was against us on that. That was really frustrating. The biggest one for me, you've just mentioned that. The biggest one for me out of all of them was the kick on Barry's foot, because that's the biggest one for me. The kick on Barry's foot.
Because, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, because Barry's kicked the ball, and Barry's not kicked the ball and it's gone away from him. He's kicked the ball and it's just gone up in the air. And as he's kicked the ball and it's gone up in the air, players, you know this anyway, the player's booted his leg as he's followed through. You can't kick anyone after they've kicked a ball in the box. I don't get it. Like, it's really frustrating this one, by the way, because Barry's kicked it up, he's booted him in the leg after. If I'm that defender now and I've just booted Barry in the leg and not got the ball, I'll think I've just given a penalty away. Yeah. It's a penalty. You can't just boot the back of someone's leg for no reason. Even Jack Grealish was standing there saying, he's just booted the back of his leg and not got the ball. As a defender, you've got to get some part of the ball for it not to be a penalty. He's booted Barry's got there first, tipped it up. He's not got there before Barry and kicked his leg thinking he was going to get there before Barry. It's a penalty. And if you give a penalty to Everton, then it was 60th minute. It changes the game completely. I know they've had loads of chances later on, but it changes the game completely. It makes it 1-1, a penalty each, and it's different for us. You can't take that away from us. If you're gonna give a penalty against us for Jacob Bryan, fair enough. Give a penalty against us for Jacob Bryan. I put my hands up. Yeah, Jacob Bryan was crap there, but give the penalty the other way as well. Just give the penalty the other way, because it was a penalty. He's kicked him in the leg. And by the way, I know it's stupid and it's harsh, and you'll look back and you say, oh, that wasn't even that bad, but he has kicked him. It's the same. Jacob Bryan's wasn't that bad handball. It was dopey. His was the same. He booted Barry's leg and it was dopey. So I knew once that had gone away, that was our chance of getting back into the game, because if we would have got that, it would have checked 1-1. Arsenal would have started getting peed off. Our own crowd would have got behind us. It would have lifted us, changed the game completely. The referees can't give one and not give the other. They might say it's a soft penalty, But if he's got the ball first and he's booted Barry at the back of the leg, I'm sorry, whether it's soft or not, a defender knows if you boot someone's leg in the box and you don't get the ball, it's a penalty. That's the basics of football. Bell, not going to say the other word, but really frustrated me that did, Paul, because that, I know it was sloppy, but that was a penalty, wasn't it? He's booted him in the leg after. Out of all of them, that was the main one for me.
Yeah, because, well, how many times have we seen it? You know, we've seen them given, you know, in the last few seasons. And there's plenty of times previous to suddenly loads of people getting penalties for those sorts of things. We had it done against us and they weren't giving penalties. And then suddenly this time, the frustrating part is that we know that it's inconsistent. The referee is inconsistent. And I know it always has been, but VAR kind of just compounds that. Because like Nick said, if it had happened in our box, they would have got a penalty. If it had happened anywhere else on the pitch, it would have been a free kick. So, Paws is right. You know, consistency is all we ask for. Jax is in and asking, what about O'Brien pushing Gyökeres on the line? And Arsenal should have been 2 up. I know, but they weren't. That's all ifs and buts, I suppose, as well. But I thought we defended really well. John Freeman says,
do you know what? No. But having your arms like with your body there, it wasn't just a push. It wasn't just like that. It's in putting his. Jake O'Brien was putting his body in. He's letting him know he's there, which you would moan at your defender if they don't let him know he's there. So having Jake O'Brien, just you say to him, let him know you're there to make the shot harder. That was not enough to put you off the shot. I'm sorry, that Jake O'Brien thing. That was not. No, sorry, I'm not having that. But the boot on the leg is completely different. To letting someone you know you're there with your body in, to booting them, kick them at the bottom of the foot is different. Sorry, but it's different, that is. Gyökeres, they could have got on the end of that if they wanted to. That was not a foul. It wasn't a foul for me. I can't compare someone putting their arm in to try and put the body in to stop someone running in far post to someone actually kicking someone at the bottom of his foot. And I know some people will say, oh, it wasn't. But for me, it was. It was soft, but it was. And Jim, do you know what? What I do, Jim, is I move my lips and my tongue and words come out of me. I haven't got the Scouse accent, but I do support Everton, believe it or not. Everton fans all over the world just get a
don't think he means that.
Today, mate. Does he not?
I don't think he means that.
Well, maybe I've read it wrong, but I'm in a bad mood with these today.
I think Jim is asking, how does he come on and speak? So at the moment, Jim, we don't have mate, sort of voice guests on and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we'll do the match reaction like this.
Just message on Twitter sometimes, and we'll give you an interview.
True. And we started doing TikTok stuff as well, haven't we? And chats on there, which was
sorry, Jim, mate. I completely read that wrong. I thought you meant what's coming out, mate. I'm not in the mood today. Yeah, I can't be arsed today with because I love Everton, and I just thought, do you know what? As I said earlier on, I thought we worked hard today, and I know someone commented earlier on saying, "Oh, you should have been 2-3-0 down anyway." But the chances that they had when Arsenal started hitting the bar and missed 2-3 easy chances was after we should have got a penalty. So if we got a penalty, it changed the game. Some people will watch us. We're 1-0 down. After 50, 60 minutes, we've got to go for it. When we go for it, we're open because it's not 1-1. We didn't get the penalty. Arsenal are going to have chances where they hit the post. They're a really good side. Of course they are. So some people have watched the game back and think, oh, Arsenal should have been 4-5-0 up. We had to overcommit, which we didn't want to after we didn't get that penalty to go 1-1. It's easy to say, oh, you would have got battered anyway. I don't think we would have. I don't think if we would have got that penalty, I would have liked to have seen how much it got our fans riled up. And I do believe that it would have just changed the game. We all know goals change games. You can't tell me if we've just scored, we're going to play worse. It would have helped us. It bloody would have helped us, I'm telling you. And we deserve to get a penalty to go on. I don't know. We could have gone 1-1, got a penalty, and it could have we could have got battered. But I would like to just let us have what we deserve, to be fair. Just let us have what we deserve. It was a violent push. They didn't give it fine. Violent push, mate. If that's a violent push, I won't step out your front door, mate, because that was not a violent push by Jake O'Brien. If that player wanted to get on the end of it, then he would have got on the end of it. It was just rubbish by him, but no, it wasn't.
I tell you what. Sort of a nod to Arsenal. I actually do think. I actually do think this is probably the best Arsenal side. This is the best Arsenal side that they've had for a good 15 years. This, do you know what I mean? So, and plenty of teams have been wiped, absolute wiped by Arsenal this season. So it shows how well we were playing, and we're a decision or a bit of luck either side in getting a result tonight. So hard going, really hard going.
And I thought, I commented at half time. I commented, by the way, Arsenal fan, you're not coming at us with major grief. You're just standing your point that you think that it should have been a penalty, which is fair enough if you think that. I'm not going to agree with you just because you're saying it, but I completely disagree. But I respect you that you come on, you're just not being arsey about it, and you're just saying what you think. Fair enough. But I don't think that one was a penalty. And I don't mind Arsenal, by the way. I don't mind Arsenal. But today, I just thought that it was frustrating because I thought that it was one of those games where we played Arsenal. They wasn't overly good. We defended well, and it was one of those games where Arsenal could have dominated the possession, but we nicked a goal like that Tarkowski game 1-0. It felt like it could have been, if that penalty wasn't given, it could have been a game where we won it and we didn't deserve it. And they feel good, and I feel the penalty ruined that for us. And the fact that we didn't get one is just frustrating. I put up at half time. I put there was some positives first half. Someone commented there was no positives there, no shots. Absolutely shocking. But for me, I thought Mykolenko today, for saying he was marking Saka, Saka's a good player, you know. The amount of one-on-ones Mykolenko had with Saka and actually stopped him was unbelievable. And Mykolenko looked strong today and fast. And he stopped a few counter-attacks just one-on-one. He looked calm. Mykolenko looked a different player today, you know. He was really good, and I actually fancied him sometimes, even just one-on-one with Saka. And that Saka is a good player. Mykolenko was fantastic today. I don't care who comes at me; he was fantastic, and he worked his arse off to stop him. And another player that was elite today. And I know you'll go mad because you'll say elite. We didn't even have a shot on target. Was James Garner today? Was the James Garner that I want to see in an Everton shirt? James Garner was fantastic. Fantastic like today, and I'm excited if James Garner can be like that every week. I'm excited to see what he can be because I've been frustrated with James Garner because I think he's got potential and not been showing it like last season. But today he was so neat and tidy on the ball, so much energy. Like James Garner had so much energy today that when Merlin Roll come on, you could tell he wasn't fit. You could tell he wasn't match fit, and Irabunum sometimes couldn't even keep. James Garner was good. Mykolenko was good. So for me, there was two positives in that. That's what I feel like. I think they was good. What do you think in the comments?
Yeah. Well, this is these are one or two things. I've got it on this. I've got it on the media part. I couldn't get it on.
I've got more rants, but I've got loads more rants than me, you know, that I ain't even got off my chest yet.
Not a lot of... Oh, no. Well, it's blue therapy, isn't it? Blue therapy night. So, I think a lot of those scores for our lads are harsh. Like you say, I thought Mykolenko played very well. I think he's higher than that. Garner and Irabunum, they're definitely higher than that. And I don't think they've given us enough credit at all. Someone mentioned Jack before. I'm not going to go into that too much, but it is frustrating sometimes watching Jack because you think he has actually he's got more than he's actually showing at the moment. You know, it's almost like he's not willing, or he's not confident in actually trying something and it failing. You know, maybe that's Pep. Maybe that's a case of not having that direct attitude that maybe he had when he was playing for Villa, and it's been coached out of him a bit. But I would like to see him have a go and fail than not trying anything. Do you know what I mean? Because he's capable, definitely.
I'll say something on Jack Grealish. I don't think he was match fit today. I think we all thought Jack Grealish wasn't going to be available because he had a knock. Jack Grealish, for me today, I reckon he was at more question than what we realised, because he wasn't his normal energy levels today, and he didn't really try to take players on as much, because I don't think Jack Grealish was. I don't think he was as match fit as he normally is, and that's not me knowing. That's me generally. I've watched Jack Grealish hardcore because I really rate him, and I've watched him today, and he wasn't what he is before. And he's played week in, week out, and Moyes said we all knew that Dewsbury Hall was a no, and we thought Jack Grealish might be a no as well, because he took a little bit of a pull. Jack Grealish wasn't 100% today, I don't think. And I could be wrong on that, but he's normally, we've said, haven't we, Paul, tracking back, he's normally better. And there was one point today, at the end of the game, we played the ball down the left, Pickford did, where Jack Grealish should be, and he couldn't get there, he was shattered. It was a moment you bring Jack Grealish off, he was pumped. And he's playing week in, week out for his age. Got to look after him a bit more, I think. And I think today would have been a game where Jack Grealish would have come on at 60th minute if we actually had a left winger that was really good. That's what I think. I don't think he's match fit.
Yeah. No, someone mentioned quite accurately in the comments before about where you could play Jack, and I've been banging on about it for pretty much since he joined us, to be fair. That I just think he could be given a little bit more freedom in the 10. I don't know whether Moyes would think we've got people who could do that job, so who would do the left? I mean, someone said about McNeil, if you're going to play McNeil, play him on the left and let Jack go in the middle. Which I think, it was Nick actually. If you're going to play McNeil, then you don't play him right wing. You play him left wing, Grealish 10, Dibbling right wing. And I could understand that as well, actually.
Do you know what?
At the moment, we're back to not getting to the line. We're back to not getting to the line with our wingers. You know, we against Chelsea, first half Chelsea, Jake O'Brien got down the right and managed to get some crosses in. But I want to see our right and left wing doing that, and at least once. I actually don't think it's happening. That was amazing what I just said, if you didn't hear it.
Yeah, it froze you a little bit. It was coming through. I think it froze you a little bit, but then it could have froze me as well. Sometimes when we've got something up, it can freeze us. But no, I
was just saying that our wingers are capable of getting to the line, but they don't try to. You know, it's all about keeping the ball. It's not about getting to the line and then getting crosses in for people. So it's all very static and easy to defend against.
I think everyone's got different opinions, and me and Paul gladly say different things if we think different. I don't think the reason that McNeil wasn't good today was because he was on the wrong side. I think the reason he wasn't good is because he just didn't play good. Some of his crosses, I mean, if you're a left, you'll know this, Paul, if you're a left footer and you're on the right-hand side and you're swinging it in, you swing it in well, because that's the side you want to be when you're swinging it in, because you'll curve it low and hard. McNeil today, some of his crossing was shy, lofted high, and you're coming up against a keeper that you know is good at catching the ball and coming out. It lofted, rubbish McNeil, rubbish. Even his corner went straight before early on in the game. McNeil's corner out of play. Moyes was fuming, and McNeil was off it today. McNeil was shocking today for me. And it wasn't because he was on the right, because I think we played him on the right, thinking, Grealish can cut in on his right, and McNeil could. We all say McNeil don't use his right foot, but I think Moyes wanted him to play on the right and use his left foot, but try and cut in more. And it should have been able to. McNeil should have been able to do that. We've seen him do it for Burnley, but I just thought he's massively off it. He hasn't had many games, so I understand that. Thought McNeil was off it. Another player that I found disappointing, because I really like this player and I want this player to prove himself and get into the Everton team. Alcaraz was massively off it today. His touch was shocking. He couldn't get on the ball. He couldn't close it. He wasn't holding it upright. His passing was shocking, Alcaraz. And I really rate Alcaraz, so I was frustrated because I wanted him to show himself now Dewsbury's out. And it was just one of those games for Alcaraz where just everything went wrong for him. And I think when you come up against a team like Arsenal, if you've got a player that Alcaraz isn't having a good game, on the right, McNeil not having a massively good game, and O'Brien a little bit off it on the right back, you got free. It shows, and I think that's where we got caught out today. Paul will come at me maybe here. I think if we had better one at the start, we would have had a bit more success than what we had with Barry, because I think Beto is just a nuisance, and he would have suited Arsenal. So that Saliba, honestly, he was shitting his pants with Beto today. The amount of times he couldn't even just clear the ball when Beto was round him. I would love for Beto to have started. Even that one where Barry went down and we were saying it should have been a free kick. I think Beto would have done something clumsy where he got taken out in the box. Honestly, he's that. And I'm not saying Beto's good, by the way, but I'm saying that they would have struggled with Beto if we started him, because sometimes Barry, some games suit Barry, some games suit Beto. And I honestly think Beto, you watch Beto today, and I'm not saying he's good, by the way, but you watch Beto today against Arsenal. There was a moment where Beto tried to press the keeper, and we could have done this a lot with Barry when he was on, and Beto just chased the keeper and ran all the way back to the right back position and ran. And I sometimes think that just triggers other players to press. And the commentators said it. The commentator said just Beto running those extra yards got 5 players pressing with him. And Barry, I just wish Barry had that a little bit, because Beto, and some of the long balls, Paul, into Beto, you don't know what he's doing. But we did get a bit of joy off it, didn't we? There was a couple of knockdowns where we're shouting handball and all that lot.
Yeah. And I just think
frustrating me.
Barry's got a better touch. Beto's got more strength and is able to hold defenders off better. When they're facing the goal, they're as bad as each other. And it's frustrating because it breaks down. It usually breaks down with them, you know. So yeah, he was panicking when Beto came on, because he had half an hour of 75 minutes of it being nice and calm, with Barry sort of half chasing things, you know. So I can understand the argument for it. I don't know whether Beto starting would have done the same things in the 15-20 minutes that he was on the pitch today.
Alcaraz plays better with Beto as well, because he jumps on the knockdowns. I just think it would have been better to have started Beto this game. I really do.
Yeah.
And
he's Captain Chaos. He is Captain Chaos.
Yeah, but I just think he would have caused chaos, and I think Alcaraz plays better with that. We needed chaos. And it frustrated me with Arsenal that first off, because when there was passing it out from the back, we wasn't pressing it. And the keeper knocked it out, one bad pass. And there was a couple of times where there was passing it out from the back, and you could see if we pressed Arsenal, there was a few mistakes there, and we wasn't seeing whether there was mistakes. And that's frustrating because I could see a little bit of press would have helped. And there was a few times that we did it, and we've said this before, Paul. We did the press, but we did it half-heartedly. And you know Arsenal have got the qualities to just make that pass that just kills that half-hearted press.
Yeah, they do.
They did it a few times, and it opened us up. And you've got to be all or nothing. And I don't think we know whether we want to press or I would like to have pressed them a little bit today. I really do, because I think at the end of the game, when we just pressed them, our defenders could handle the counter attacks, which was. I actually found Michael King today, by the way. I can't believe I'm saying he's fantastic. He's been good, hasn't he? Like, he has been good. He's shocking me every time. He's even on one-on-ones, Michael King with anyone, he's decent. He's tackled, and that's another thing that hurts me today. Is I feel that Tarkowski, Mikalenko, and Michael Keane, and probably Garner and Irabunum defensively they deserve to have got something today because they was fantastic. The blocks that Tarkowski did, the blocks that Michael Keane did, Mikolenko some cracking one-on-one tackles. And like I say, Garner and Irabunum, for saying we was worried about them two together, was really good defensively. So I was happy and frustrated here.
Yeah, Irabunum played well, actually, better than I thought he would. So I can understand. The pressing thing, I understand why we weren't doing it a lot. Like you say, Arsenal are very good at getting out of that press. That's their game. So we defended the halfway line pretty much. And then if they kept it there too long, then we moved forward as a unit. So obviously I had a plan when we were defending and when we didn't have the ball, and Arsenal were kind of keeping it and passing it around the back. So I thought as a team we worked well together when we didn't have the ball. Just our biggest problem is when we've got the ball, and we just need someone to be able to lean on when we go forward, and that's usually your striker, because your striker can hold up the ball and then lay it off. But at the moment, either Beto's not got the touch or Barry's not got the strength. So
I do. By the way, I'm not writing Barry off. I think Barry's good, and I think he's got a good touch, and he suits some things. But I think Barry running behind Saliba's quite fast, and Saliba likes the chase. So Barry's skills wasn't as effective as Beto would be. I think Saliba would. If you ask me, Saliba would prefer to do a one-on-one sprint because he's fast than have a head-to-head with Beto. Poo in his pants. I think Beto would suit this game. I really do.
There's
would have gone before this season started.
There's a good.
How lucky are we?
There's a good lad who's doing quite. There's there's a good lad who plays for doing well at Leeds at the moment.
Shut up.
Nick says DCL's 2 goals tonight. He was never fit for us, but we really miss his defending corners for us in his hold-up play. I'll give you the hold-up play, yeah. I just wish we'd sorted something out with him. He's worried now, Nick. But he was injured.
I wouldn't get ahead of yourself with that.
Yeah, and DCL is in better form than our 2 strikers now, and might arguably be slightly better than our 2 strikers. But he needed a fresh thing, and we needed to move on as well. He'd been with us a long time, and we depended on him a bit too much. So, I won't go down that route.
Honestly, as bad as this sounds, like Calvert-Lewin, if Calvert-Lewin played for us today, he would have got smashed up and been off probably first half, because we would have lofted it into him and tried to get him to hold it up like we did to Barry and like we did to Beto. Calvert-Lewin would not have scored for us today. Let me just make that clear. I don't think he would have. But I think Leeds are a better passing, creative chance team than what we are at the minute. And I think some people look at Leeds and think they're crap. But even when we played Leeds, they battered us and they had more chances than us. And I wouldn't just put it all on how good Calvert-Lewin's playing. Leeds create a lot of chances, they do. They're a good footballing team, and they read each other and know each other pretty well. I wouldn't get too excited about this Calvert-Lewin stuff, because we don't play nothing like Leeds. And Leeds are putting chances on the plate for Calvert-Lewin. We didn't put chances on the plate for no one today. So don't think it's Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah. And
his injuries, Calvert-Lewin would not have been getting me signing him a new contract, because he scored 6 and 5. Fantastic. Happy for him, to be fair. I haven't got massive grudges against him. 6 and 5. He helped us in that Crystal Palace game. But do I think he's the answer for us? No.
No, of course.
Just be happy for him without. You don't need to relate it to us. He scored 6 and 5. He's enjoying his football. We just because I think the big problem is that because we haven't got, our strikers ain't doing well, it's highlighting how good Calvert-Lewin's doing. Beto scored 5 and 5 last season, by the way, people. So if you've got confidence and you're in form, anybody can do it. Leeds are playing well. They're putting chances on the plate for Calvert-Lewin, and he's taking them. We need to start playing well. Dewsbury All and Njai out. I was gutted today, Paul, because Njai was... If Njai was there today, a couple of the positions McNeil was in where, he can't take on a player, the difference it would have been to have had Njai. And Njai would have ripped them to pieces. Calafiori would have just ripped him up. You're looking at McNeil, and you know all McNeil can do is look to pass it to the centre mid Garner. You know he's not going to take anyone on. And it takes you back to how crap we used to be, by the way, just watching McNeil today. And I know that sounds harsh on McNeil, and I like him as a person, but having a winger that can't take players on is just rubbish. I think there was an early moment in the game where McNeil just whipped across him when he shouldn't have early, like a long ball. You just whipped it in, and they all looked at him and thought, "Why have you whipped that in so early?" And that's what we used to be. We used to cross it in at any moment, given chance, and think McNeil's got the best cross. We're not that anymore. We're not that. We are actually better than McNeil. And I was frustrated when Tyler Diblin come on, because I felt like he'd come on when the game was finished. I would like to have seen him come on earlier and got a few chances that McNeil got. I think Tyler Diblin, he come on and he looked crap.
I thought he did.
Basically come on at a bad time.
No, some people. I think some people. Well, I don't think he was crap. I thought he was okay when he came on. He got us up the pitch once. He did keep the ball a couple of times. Obviously not fantastic. I'm not saying anything like that, but you get that from sharpness, as in having played a few games consistently, and that's not happening at the moment. So to ask him to come on and do amazing things against, one of the best sides in the league with a small amount of time to go is probably a big ask. So
can't judge him on a few minutes here and there.
Can't judge him on a few minutes here and there. You got to give him a run. You'll probably get a chance in the FA Cup, that sort of stuff. But I think he's capable of getting a couple of chances in the next few games, because the next few games are here we go. They're our next few games. So Burnley away on the day after Boxing Day. That whole Boxing Day thing is ridiculous, isn't it? Just one game on Boxing Day, Premier League. Can't believe that. So yeah, on the 27th we've got Burnley away, then we've got Forest away, and then we've got Brentford at home on the 4th, and then Wolves at home on the 7th. There's lots of games. There's lots of games coming up. So there's got to be a little bit of rotation there.
These are games where, like, you could afford, if you lose against Chelsea and Arsenal, you're like, you know what, they might freaking be first and second in the league this season, so you can accept it. I never want to lose, by the way. I want to beat these teams, the elite. But these games, other ones coming up, it's if you lose against Burnley, they get points on you as well. It's a 6-pointer. Same with Nottingham Forest. We'll be back down that end of the table if we start. These are massive games coming up. Massive games. And I would like for us to have bagged 3 points against either Chelsea or Arsenal, just to make these a bit easier, because Nottingham Forest started playing well as well. I'm pointing that out. I know we just beat them, but that'll be harder than what it was last time, because we got them on the back of a cup.
Well, that is the table as well. So, the concertina in the centre there, from Chelsea in 4th to us in 10th, 5 points. Do you know what I mean? There's 2 wins there. See you go jump across a few people, because there's been a lot of draws as well. So, like you say, we have Burnley first, who are obviously right down there, so far that you can't see them. And then Forest 17th. So they are, they're very winnable games. You've got Leeds coming up in January as well. Brentford, obviously, start of January. So we're playing teams there that arguably we should be coming out with at least a draw. But obviously we're going to be missing some people. So what we've got to do is make sure that the people who are stepping into those roles and playing in those games are as sharp and as ready as they possibly can be.
Agree with a lot of these comments. We did say earlier on, Eugene, that it should have been. We said it. We've gone through it at the start. If you read back, listen to the start, mate. I'm fuming with some of the decisions. I think that fair enough, it was a penalty on our end, and I do think we should have got one the other way around. honestly, I could show you and I could break it down and I could say by the laws it's a penalty. As soft as it may be on their end, Arsenal's end, there was a penalty in there. The kick of the bottom of the foot on Barry. The other ones should have been a free kick. We have spoke about it, trust me, and we're fuming about it. But we've just got to move on from it, haven't we? It's done now, isn't it? I suppose. Got to build, as I say, got to build a bridge. Build a bridge and get over it, ain't you? Freaking group needs to, they need to invest in January. Yeah, what I was going to say, I just remember now.
Don't have to go nuts at the same time. Do you know what I mean? We don't want to. It's great. It's great in the moment when you're spending all this money, and we have done over the last decade, but we've not spent it wisely. And arguably, we've not spent the money that we've spent in this, in the summer transfer window as well as people would want. Been some belters, obviously Jack and KDH as well, but there's lots of people not happy with the amount of money that we spent on Diblin. And Roll's been injured as well. So the next people that we've got to get in have got to be wise buys.
I want 500 million spent now. The freaking group, if you're listening, I want 500 million spent right now. I'm not joking. And tell you something, I'll do a Van Damme kick on this Christmas tree right now if you don't spend it. No, all jokes aside, right, I'm not saying that. I say all jokes aside, if you're going to spend 500 million, feel free. But I think Armstrong will come back. We could tell that by the interview. Armstrong will. He'll be back. Let me just say that. We spoke about it on TikTok. Me and Paul, we do live TikToks now for the Toffee Bluecast as well. We spoke about it. We wanted to leave Armstrong there and let him develop because when our players are back, we don't think he'll play much for us. But by that interview, Moyes is getting him back, so that'll be done. We do need a little bit in January. We do need a little bit in January. I think we do, yeah. I think we probably do need a little bit in January. When you think of it, because the thing is, and let me just point this out, Paul. Like, I was with you. I was thinking, don't bring Armstrong back, leave him there to develop. But if we get Garner injured and Garner gay, we've only got a defensive midfielder, Zirabunemu, who we're not 100% sure on. So imagine if January is gone and Garner and Gay gets injured and all we've got is Irabunum. You've got to watch this season because Nottingham Forest are good. A lot of those teams at the bottom are good. Don't be so cocky to think we're not going to be in a relegation battle. Imagine that if you literally you're really short on players and then you want Armstrong and you're in a relegation battle, but you just didn't decide to pull him back. We have got to don't get ahead of ourselves. I don't think we'll be in a relegation battle this season. But what I am saying is you don't want to leave yourself with two goalkeepers on the bench when you could have had Armstrong on your bench and he's under your books. If we can't afford a
I get it. I get it. I think if Roll hadn't got fit again, then that might be the thing that sways the decision. Because without, say, Roll's injury was required longer treatment, then we are too sentimental. We've got a few utility players that can play in a few positions, but you only need another injury on top of that, and you're really struggling. So I think if Roll was going to be injured for longer, then there might have been more chance that we would get Harrison Armstrong back. But for his sake and his development, I hope that he can stay at Preston until the end of the season because he seems to be having a great season. Imagine they do come up and he's helped that. How big his confidence will be going into the following season.
Yeah, you can see both ends on the spectrum. You'd like to think we'd bring in a centre midfielder and leave Armstrong there and bring him in later on. It's just it all depends on what the freaking group want to do, which we're not sure about at the minute. Earlier on, I meant to have said it on your comment. Your top's not lucky. I think it's like 50-50. Arsenal's a hard game, so Still a lot of luck to be left in that top. Don't you worry about that. We was talking about Tyler Diblin. I had a good point and it went out my head. There you go. Beautiful top. There you go. Lovely. It'll be lucky next time. We'll have easier games than that Arsenal one. But no, we was talking about Tyler Diblin, and I was watching him today, and a few people will say he's crap and write him off and say he's come on, he's looked crap. I think he needs a few games under his belt, because do you know when you've played football, Paul, and you in training, you've had training at pre-season, and then you go and have your first match.
Yeah.
It's so different training to a match, isn't it? Like, you need, the only way you can get yourself match fit is to have like 3 or 4 games in a row, isn't it? Because you do in training, you just do what they tell you to do. In matches, you do more than what you realize your body can do, and you start becoming fitter than what you realize you can become. We've seen it with a lot of players, and I think you could tell today that with Tyler Diblin, he just needs a few games under his belt where it match fit. It will get his fitness up. Look at Mikalenko today. He's looked a lot match fitter getting these games under his belt. It's just going to be building his muscles up, and it's getting him stronger. And Tyler Diblin needs that, because he was a lot better last season for them than what he is for us. He needs games under his belt. Keep giving him training sessions and letting him do nothing. It's not making him match fit. So he does need games. He needs like putting out there on the pitch and just letting him get match fit, like putting in the deep end. Tyler Diblin does. He needs. Yeah. He looks like he's not good enough, but he needs to get match fit.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well that he joined us later on. He wasn't with us in pre-season, and it's not like you said. It's not just about training and getting fit and doing sort of like drills and stuff like that. That's why teams have pre-season matches, so they can actually be sharper alongside being more match fit. And Diblin didn't have that. He didn't have a chance to sort of prove his worth in games that didn't matter. So he's already playing catch up at this point. One of the reasons why he hasn't used him more often, And I know there's sort of rumours flying around about him maybe not being well behaved or bad attitude and all that. I think that's unfair, really. I'm sure it is. Diblin says, Nick says that Diblin looks shy. He looks young. He looks very young, and he's he's obviously done well with Southampton and well enough for us to spend money on him. But he's a young lad and he's playing against some tough defenders as well. So give him a little bit of time. I hope his chance will come. I'm sure it will, but you've got to give him time to have that chance.
Loads on. Can you hit that like on the show, please? We really do appreciate it. How it works is we do our shows and YouTube. For YouTube to push you up on the algorithm, we need you to like it. And if you can, it just gets more people in the comments, which you'll enjoy chatting to people. Might get a few idiots, more idiots, might get better people, you never know. But Tyler Diblin, it is a frustrating one because how much did we spend on Tyler Diblin? Let us know in the comments, Paul. Do you know how much we spent on Tyler Diblin?
I thought it was 45. We might have got it for 5 million less than that, but it was always around the 40 mark, I thought. Let us know in the comments.
45. Paul's saying 45, 40. Worm is saying 35 up to 42. 35. That's what we're getting. The Rocks are 35. So I think we're going from probably 35 to 45 maybe. But when you sign a player, you look into everything, like his personality. Moyes is a big on this as well. You look into his character and stuff like that. You look into everything on a player before you sign him. If he had a bad attitude before we've signed him, Tyler Diblin, then Everton should have known about it, and we should not have took a risk on a player that's not got the Moyes-like attitude. I don't know whether he has. Rumours are going, as Paul said, that Tyler Diblin has got an attitude where he's a bit not arsed. And Moyes isn't playing him ahead of McNeil, so it does make you question what's going on here. It really does make you think what's going on with Tyler Diblin, because Tyler Diblin at 36, what did McNeil cost? 15 million ages ago. Tyler Diblin at 36 million should be getting in ahead of him. He should be. He definitely should be getting ahead of Dwight McNeil. And if he isn't, and Moyes doesn't want him, Moyes shouldn't have signed him. That's a big mistake by Moyes, because we can't be spending money on the future when we've got a squad that's so small. We need players that can be effective now, because we knew Iliman Ndiaye was going that transfer window, and that's why we knew we needed to bring a right winger in. And I've seen a lot of good right wingers that have been signed this season. We shouldn't have wasted our money on Tyler Diblin if they don't think he's going to be good. If Moyes doesn't rate him, Moyes doesn't like him. I am a little bit worried about it. We only chased him all summer. You would have thought they would have done their homework. I seen. There was talks of Tottenham's. Who's that Welsh lad that Tottenham have got on the right wing?
I'm not sure.
The Welsh winger that Tottenham have got on the right wing. It'll come back to me. You'll tell me in the comments in a minute. Johnson, that's the one. Yeah. Do you know Johnson, Tottenham's right winger?
Yeah.
Johnson. He's going to be up for sale, and it makes you think he would have been better than probably Tyler Diblin if people don't fancy him. We spent that same sort of money. But Tyler Diblin could come good, I don't know. But we are all questioning it, let's face it. Or signing Diblin reminds me of all the Dockers. Brennan Johnson. I'm just saying, it will be this. Brennan Johnson will go for about 35 million. Tottenham wants to sell him. Should we have got a Premier League? Do you get what I'm saying, though, Paul? Like Brennan Johnson, you know, you play him. He works hard. He's up and down. He's feisty. Should we have just waited and got Brennan Johnson in January? I'm just saying, if Moyes doesn't like Tyler Diblin, he's playing McNeil ahead of him. Was that bad investment by us to spend 35 to 45 million?
Well, only time will tell in either what he produces for us in the next few years, or the sell on afterwards. But there's something in there, and I mean, we know Evertonians from the South Coast as well who watch Southampton a lot, and they were very complimentary about him. But at the moment, Moyes wants to go for experience, perhaps over ability, you know, and Diblin just hasn't got that experience. He's not going to get it yet. He's not suddenly going to play every game that we have. So he's got to do his part in getting sharper when he comes on and making things happen as well. Because I'm sure there's nothing that lifts our crowd as much as either a slamming tackle from someone or someone who actually takes on a couple of players. He does that once he gets to the ball. He takes on two players. Opinion would change. I think a lot of opinion would change if he actually had the chance. So just give it time. Give it time, really.
Here's a shout for you. Was Asnu on the bench or not? Was Asnu on the bench today?
Asnu was on the bench, yeah.
So why, when Jack Grealish is looking shattered, does
Asnu
not come on left wing? Like, shouldn't he come on left wing when Grealish is looking shattered? Because Asnu is very attacking, by the way, and he's got a lot of speed, and we know he just looks a bit fragile defending. But we spent money on Asnu. Never gets talked about, does it? We spent money on him.
We did, but he's also got less Premier League experience than Diblin has, and if Diblin's not getting on the pitch, with that being a factor, then there's no chance Asnu's going to get on the pitch unless it absolutely has to happen.
I knew some people would be shouting at Jack Grealish today, and obviously when we lose, we're going to be frustrated. And Jack Grealish is fantastic, by the way, and I love him. I absolutely really love him. But I bet you some Everton fans get peed off that he was smiling all game when he was losing, which I know sounds like so mardy. Like, he's allowed to bloody smile. Leave the lad alone. That's what you're probably thinking. But I know some people will get rattled that he was just smiling, have a laugh with Saka and all that lot during the game. But I've said earlier on, I don't think Jack Grealish was match fit today. I really don't think he was.
I
for the
don't
levels
mind.
he's normally played at.
Yeah, I don't mind any players sort of smiling. If I was on their wages doing what you love, then you wouldn't stop smiling, would you? And I understand, within the game and manner of defeat and everything else, but I'd be
I won't
chuffed and
be
all.
smiling. I won't be smiling, Paul. I'll be fuming because I won't be smiling. I'll be looking at that table now and seeing. I'll be looking at that table, seeing us move further away from that fourth spot that we was close to. Fuming. Do you know what? When you're on the pitch, when you come off the pitch, have a laugh with Saka and all that then. But when you're on that pitch, go to war. I love, and this is what type of footballer I am. I love the Gary Neville and the Philip Neville in the tunnel, brothers, and both blank each other and act like they don't know each other. On the pitch, they just go into battle because that's what you do. That's what you do. I played against one of my cousins who was better than me at football. He played for one team that was like top of the league, and I was mid-table. And me and him had like a proper kick-off with each other and all that, and proper crunching each other. Didn't speak to each other. He went to shake my hand after the game and pushed away. I was like, no, I was walked home fuming. I did. I was fuming that his team beat my team. I'm fuming when I lose. That's the best way to play. You're on a battlefield there. You're on a battlefield and you represent. And do you know what? That display today was incredible by our football club. And that display would have made me want to do good for Everton as well today. And that stadium, you represent that badge. And I honestly just want to see these players competitive where they're biting the frigging. Oh, come on, we've got to be better than that. I wanted more today, and I think some did. I think Garner was good. I think Mikalenko was good. But on the wings today, Illiman and Jai just missing, Paul. How long do you think it's going to be before we start crying on the channel that we miss Illiman and Jai?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to watch the AFCON and just support every team that plays against Senegal.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to do the same.
Hopefully, they come back really quick.
Well, yeah, that's Senegal out, Senegal out, Senegal out. I'm just going to literally go and frigging. I don't know how you get disqualified from the AFCON. I'm just going to go and put something in the bags and say they're all on steroids or something, so they all get disqualified for being in the AFCON. I'm only joking, by the way. But if that happens, I don't want to be in the paper saying I did it. I'm not really going to do that. But yeah, I just want to.
If you see Dan when the AFCON starts, if you see Dan in the crowd, give us a bell.
I want him back. And Jai would have destroyed them today. You know, he would have made a difference down that right hand side. I seen that Calafiori. And Jai would have destroyed Calafiori. He would have, and I don't think they was that good down that right hand side. We got down there a bit, but McNeil and Jacob Ryan just wasn't doing it. And Jai come back. We've got to cope with him. I was really frustrated that Diblin didn't start though. I feel when Njai's gone, we wanted to see if Diblin could be good, and we've not even seen that. We've just seen a McNeil where we know what McNeil does. So it feels like to me, as soon as I seen the lineup come out, it feels like we've had Njai taken away from us and we've been given a winger that's not going to take anyone and just pass the ball and cross it in when he can. I would like to have seen Tyler Diblin get a chance. And he might have been crap, but I would have liked to have seen him get a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, those are the fixtures. We showed them before. Those are the fixtures that we have. So you'd like to see him have a go at some of these. But if he doesn't get much of a chance, I would imagine he'd get a full game against Sunderland, which in some ways annoys me if he's seen as not being a better player. I think FA Cup, we've got to play our strongest side. I would rather play a weakened side, home against Wolves and away against Villa, and make sure that we beat Sunderland.
We could have done better today. I'm just seeing in the comments now, I'm frustrated about Jeff the Draft. You know what? Why did he handball that? We was defending good, you know. We was actually defending good. I know Arsenal was better than us, which we always knew. But they didn't look like scoring whilst we was defending good. And once we conceded that penalty, made Arsenal come out better second half. The 1-0 up, of course, it's going to give them confidence. I don't think we should have gave Arsenal, because I think Arsenal would have got frustrated if it stayed a draw for a long time. I think that was David Moyes' plan. As you pointed out, Paul, our plan was to sit behind and stay solid and frustrate Arsenal. And I think we would have done that well, but to give them a goal as that, the way we gave them as a penalty, like, what is he doing? It was like a frigging slam dunk. What? You can't do that. Like, for all the hard work that we put in defending, like, you think of Tarkowski, the blocks he's done, put on the line blocks to stop a goal, and then you go and give him a goal by just doing that with your hands. Like, Jakey, lad, what are you doing?
That's really frustrating is the fact that we even though some of it might have been Arsenal's lack of finishing or whatever, the fact that the winning goal is a penalty and the penalty comes from that.
Yeah, I would like a draw today. I would have took it, you know. Yeah.
A what?
A draw. Like, yeah, I honestly do believe if that penalty wasn't given, I would like to have seen. I just would. It felt like the way we was in it as a team defending, if we didn't give them that penalty to get their confidence up, that we could have frustrated them. And by the way, I know some people will say, well, after the penalty, they had that chance where they're saying Jake O'Brien pushed their player that could have made it 2, and they've hit the post that could have made it 3-4. But that's because you've got the 1-0 advantage and you can go for it a bit more. I would like to have seen it stay a draw and Jake O'Brien not to have done that, because our confidence might have got up. When you concede a goal, it changes the game. Anyone that thinks when you concede a goal, it doesn't change the game, you're stupid. All right. It does change a game when you concede a goal, especially sometimes not with Everton because we don't know how to keep a lead. But when an elite team like Arsenal, when you've let them go 1-0 ahead, of course they're going to counter-attack us and have chances after. I would like to have seen it stay a draw. 369 people have been on. You know what to do? Tell them what to do, Paul.
I know. They need to like and subscribe.
What do they need to do? Oh, he knows. He knows.
I know some stuff. He knows the drill. He knows the drill. We didn't. Do you know what though? It was against Arsenal today. A really good football. We're coming to the end of the show now, people. It's been an hour. We've got a lot of rant off our chest. So we've been putting your comments up. You've got a lot of rant off your chest. We're here for you. It's coming to the end of the show. Arsenal are a good football team. I'm going to put my hands up and say Arsenal are a good football team, and I think we holded our own today. Do you know what I mean? We defended quite well. And as much as frustrated as I am with the officials and that we didn't take the game to where I thought we should have took it, against a good team like Arsenal, I thought we gave them a good game, like defensively. And it gives me confidence into those fixtures that you've just said, Paul, because I know that we're going into them knowing we could defend well. We just need to sort the attacking edge out a little bit. But I don't think Alcaraz will be that bad again. He's normally better than that. I'd like to think we've put Dibble in there instead of McNeil, and Grealish, I think he'll be on it a little bit more. So there is better to come. And I'd like to think Beto goes up front because I think Beto's an absolute beast and he's better than Lukaku. So there we are. No, fair enough. I don't know if I agree with you on that one, but okay.
No, I just snuck that one in, did I? This is where I just tried to sneak it in, you didn't hear me.
As if I'm going to miss that. I do think we need something. A little pick-me-up in January would be good. Whether we get it or not will be interesting. Just think how good it'll be when the AFCON lads do come back, though. You know, that'll be a boost in itself, won't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. But I was as mad as it is. People kept saying to me, "Oh, we're going to be buggered when AFCON comes." I was actually hoping that it could reverse and we could actually handle it, and it would we'd be okay. It would have been nice if some players step up and we'd be okay. I think Irabunum did step up today because we was all worried with Garner Gay going. Would James Garner or Irabunum be good in the middle? I think Irabunum did step up today, but no one stepped up on that right-hand side, Illiman in Jai's position. And unfortunately, Alcaraz didn't really step up in Dewsbury Hall's position either. So I think these players need to take the chances because when Njai and Garner Gay come back, they'll be straight back in.
Yeah, but different kettle of fish in a week. Burnley away, so different kind of game. We might actually find we have the ball a little bit more.
Put that table up before we end the show, Paul. Put that table up again.
Yeah, there you go.
So look, we're 10th. What is the on 20? Does it go far down? How far does that table go down to? 17th. What are Nottingham Forest on?
18. 18, yeah.
I don't want to scare you all, right? But Nottingham Forest 17th. And what are we? How many points have we had in Nottingham Forest?
6.
And we've got Nottingham Forest. We could be back down around 17th position if we don't. This is why I said about getting Armstrong back, because you've gone from. This is how scary the Premier League is this season. We've gone from being like nearly. If we would have won one of these games, we could be like nearly top 4. This is a scary season. This freaks me looking at that, because where some people say don't look down, I think you have to look down there. Say we play our next 3 games and we don't win. We've got who we got? We got Burnley,
Forest,
and who's the next one?
Brentford at home.
Burnley, Forest, and Brentford. If they beat us, they're teams that have got points on us that are below us. We'll be in danger zones, so we really do need to pull our socks up. What's the suggestion, Paul? I'm not being stupid. I'm thinking that we have to think that, don't we? We can't get ahead of ourselves.
I'm enjoying not thinking about.
Yeah, I know, but I think we need to now. Now we've lost 2 games.
You know what I mean? Because if you look at us there, we've won 7, we've drawn 3, we've lost 7. So yeah, it seems to be that if we're going to lose one, then we'll win the next one. Or we lose 2, then we win the next 2.
Yeah.
We're very much in sort of inconsistent mode again this season. So the fact that we've got 7 wins already is good. It's we would have hoped to turn a few of those defeats into draws, and that even turning 2 of those into draws, would put us on the same points as Man U and Palace as well. So we're not far away from it. We just need a strike force, and we don't have a strike force at the moment. We have a strike force.
Do you know what? I am the Italian stallion. I mean, I the tiger. Well, why am I getting worried? Don't be stupid, Dan. You're Italian. Don't be worried, mate. You got this. No, we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Let some of the lads get home. Have a good Christmas dinner with the family. Let them have the kids. Give them some good loving, and then let them come back fresh. And we'll come back a better team. Moyes will sort it out. And after Christmas, it's January, and the freaking group they'll help us out. They know the Premier League's strong this season. I honestly do think the freaking group, if the right players come along, Paul, I think they'll bring a few in, because surely with how strong the league is this season, you look at Nottingham Forest bench below us, you look at a lot of the teams below us, how strong the bench is. Surely the freaking group can't let us keep putting 2 goalkeepers on a bench. Like, that's ridiculous. It's not big enough squad, is it, really?
Well, there's they won't be looking at little tiny things like that. They'll be looking at run of results and where we are in the league table. And if we finish higher than we did last season, if it is that, then they'll be happy. Obviously they want Europe, but they want to make sure that we've got a decent playing squad when we do go into Europe, so we don't end up doing a Forest and playing in Europe and being in the bottom 4 or 5.
Emma says earlier on, we do read all your comments, people, so do get your comments in. We're all together. We're all in this together. She said a dog peed on a bed when she got home just to make things even worse. Well, it's probably peeing itself laughing at Jake O'Brien's handball, thinking, what are you doing? What was you doing? Mate, I'll probably go and step in dog poo when I get out of the house in a minute. It's just how it goes when Everton ain't on it. When Everton are doing good, things go good. When they're doing crap, things go bad. That's the way it goes. That's why we all like it when we win. 2 hard games, though. Do not forget, right? Do not forget how much Chelsea and Arsenal have spent, the 2 teams that we just lost against. Like, we did just play Chelsea and Arsenal. And Chelsea have spent how much? Seriously, like, and they've been spending over years and been spending money to a squad that's already half decent. And Arsenal as well. I'm not justifying losing against them because I think I still won't back down against these teams. But Arsenal as well. Arsenal have all the players all over the pitch are 40, 50 million pound players. Arsenal spent massive. Look at the brought Yoker as a striker. We'd love to have had spent that money on a striker. They've got big money players all over the pitch, Arsenal. So I wouldn't write us off for losing against Chelsea and Arsenal because they're no Mickey Mouse teams. You know, they've got some really good players. When we play these next games, we'll be on it. Grealish likes it against these teams as well, doesn't he, Paul? These when he can come up against, he'll like it.
This is his bread and butter. This is his bread and butter, which is another reason that I'd play him in the 10.
Yeah. Well, I was with you. I wanted him. If we would have done the pre-match, I had him in the 10 with you. I wanted Jack Grealish in the 10, you know. I really did. And I probably would have dropped Alcaraz deeper and probably not played Erabunu, who played well. So what do I know? But I generally did want Alcaraz. I do want him in the 10, Grealish, because I think sometimes he's too shattered on that left-hand side on the wing.
I think he's too wide. I think he's too wide, to be honest. I don't think he's effective as effective as he could be. You know, when I see the goals that he was scoring for Villa, a few of them were obviously coming in from the left-hand side, but I wonder whether he had a bit more freedom. You know, obviously he wasn't picked out as being a £100 player, and we've got to double mark him and everything else. So there is that. But I think it's not just about enjoying the game. You want to be able to be successful, and at the moment, he's not having a lot of joy on the left. I'd like him to be in the 10 or an inside left, so he's actually got more of a chance to get a shot on goal. At the moment, he's so far wide, and they've got 2 players on him, and he doesn't go down to the line. They'll just turn around and then pass it back.
Yeah, I wouldn't. This is why I wouldn't play Grealish in the 10 against Burnley, because he'll come up against Walker, and I think Walker can handle Grealish. So I would play him free roaming in the number 10, like Paul's just said. So Moyes don't do it. Moyes quite stubborn on that, which pees me off. I honestly think let Grealish free roam a little bit, because even today Saka doubled up on with Timber. He Saka doubled up, and sometimes that made it hard for Grealish today on that left, because Saka's really fast when he tracks back. So I think sometimes just let Grealish just free roam. There's a lot of questions, people.
Yeah, I'm loving the. Now we're thinking about different emojis for O'Brien. Don't be too harsh.
Yeah, but do you know what though? Like, honestly, I've got on the Toffee Bluecast TikTok. We've got Jake O'Brien's missus that follows us on the Toffee Bluecast TikTok.
You do,
and Jake. Yeah, so I don't want to be that nasty about him, because he's actually. I don't know what's happened to him, but he is a good player, you know, Jake O'Brien. And it's
I thought he had a good game. You know, take that out of the equation. Take that out of the equation. I think he did all right.
Yeah, he didn't do that. I thought Mikalenko and Jake O'Brien was playing well, and he did that. I don't know why. I'd love to get him on the show and know what was going through his head when he did that. But we've seen Michael Keane do it. He's handballed it and pointed to his arm to say to the referee it was handball. So, and now Michael Keane's turned into prime bloody. Who's the best centre back we can think of ever? Prime Jagielka. But Nest, is it? Who's the 2 centre backs for Italy that was really good, that won the World Cup?
I could say
Who's the small skinhead?
But I think they were
small skinhead.
Cannavaro.
Yeah,
Cannavaro was good. He wasn't one of the best ones. There were two. They looked very similar back in the 70s and 80s for Italy, and I can't think who.
I am optimistic.
They look exactly the same. So yeah, Michael Jagielka or Michael Lescott, I suppose, or Michael Ratcliffe.
Michael Lescott.
So a few options.
Michael Keane was so good today. Unreal. It's funny to see Michael Keane that good. I can't believe it. I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? He's really playing well. David Moyes must be a good manager to make him play out well. I am still optimistic. I will be. But do you know what? I love Everton. I don't like my football club losing. And even though it was against a good team like Arsenal, it hurts. And so it should. Because I think if the players didn't care about losing, we'd be crap and probably get relegated this season. But they do care. We care. Paul cares. You care. We all care. And we're going to be back, you know. I've had a word with David Moyes. And I've had a word with Moyes. And none of these players are going back to their families for Christmas. We're sending them to Switzerland in the snow. And we get them training in the snow doing push-ups, babe. I'm telling you. Push-ups in the snow, Rocky training. These are going training in the snow, these players are.
Send them to Moscow.
Jack Grealish will not come back.
Send them to Moscow running up mountains.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jack Grealish will not be smiling at that pitch again because when he comes back, he's going to have an eye of the bloody tiger. I'm telling you. Jack Grealish is going to be the mean machine. These players are coming back. I tell you something, Neil, when he comes back, he's going to look like he's on steroids. Moyes is taking these to the snow, and these are going to train up the mountains. We're coming back, and we're going to win the Premier League, baby. I'm telling you. Arsenal, don't worry about them. We're going to finish above them. It's like Rocky IV, you know it. We're training. We're on it. You know what I mean? They're going to come back, these players, and you're going to think, why do they look so angry? And it's because Moyes ain't let them see the family over Christmas because they've been training in the snow. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, people. You like that, don't you now, Rod, eh? Yeah? Now I'm getting frustrated. Yeah. Not taking it now. I'm going for it. Oh, but anyway, that got me pumped, Paul. I want to go frigging train in the snow with them. I want to join the team, get them up for this. It sounded like a good thing to do.
Well, it might be snowing when we play them in Burnley.
Yeah,
that's quite mountainous.
Can you do it on a rainy day in Stoke though? Right. Anyway, we've tried to help you. We don't even know where we've helped you. We do try and be the Toffee Bluecast therapy. I think we have helped you, hopefully. I want to say to you all that Toffee Bluecast does bring us all together. That's why we did it. And we are all together. And I want you all in the comments, anyone that listens this back, I just wish you a really good Christmas, you know, like generally. We try. I feel like we know you all in the comments, and I want you all to have a really, really good Christmas and have your break, and we'll come back and we'll be ready for what goes ahead. But yeah, I wish you all a really good Christmas, and we're always here for you, know. Always. Toffee Bluecast is the place to be. Good lyrics, isn't it?
That was nice. That was nice.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you haven't. But yeah, we do love you all generally. Every time I see all you in the comments, I feel like I know you. So stay behind us. Push this channel to the absolute maximum. We want some big guests on. Pickford hasn't messaged me back yet, but we want those type of guests. I see a lot of like podcasts get some decent guests on. I think we deserve it as well, people. But if you get behind us and make us big, then we can get these guests on, and we've done it together. We'll get them on. We will.
Nice.
Operation Getting Stone Brentford commented. Right, Paul, last words. What you got?
Have the merriest of Christmases, and we will see you for Burnley. So have a good one, a safe one, a happy one, and all the best to everyone in our little Toffee Bluecast family.
Yeah, and you'll still see us on TikTok, probably messing around. I'll chuck some TikToks. Up the Toffees, baby. We'll be back. See you later. Have a boss one.